Welcome one, welcome all, welcome to another exciting episode of Duncan Dynasty. I am Bridger, and today we are jumping back in. Scotland has almost completely united the British Isles, and I think now we've got a leader that is in a position, a wrathful, temperate, and fickle leader, who is both pretty and robust, and also kind of an adulterer. Whoopsies. And she is, I think, aggressive enough to want to unite this realm. Interestingly, our stewardship is not quite what it needs to be in order to hold everything that we hold. So, what is the thing we don't need? We're definitely over... Oh, that's right, she owns this territory, which she does not need to own. So we can give that away to somebody, since we're over the limit. The other thing I found out is we actually kind of screwed up with regards to this holy order. We gave them a city because it was on the list, so why wouldn't we choose it as a possible option? But it turns out that there's a bug, and either you're not supposed to give it to a holy order, a city, and it shouldn't be on that list, or they've just bugged it out because they don't get any taxes from the city, or levies, I think. So that never works. Which means we now need to see if we can either delete this and restart it, or move it. Because occasionally they will pop up and say, hey, can we have this other thing you have? But the main way that that's going to happen is if we can give them a castle. And I think Argyll might be the right place to do it. I don't want to give them the castle in my home area, although I'm thinking about moving down to Essex, so maybe it's not a terrible idea. But they haven't asked for this castle, so I don't know how I could possibly give it to them. The thing is, if I delete it... I don't remember where I found that. I want a pilgrimage. Is it under here? Yeah. I thought there was a disband holy order button that also would let you move. Is it this? It will destroy the holy order, but that's, to be honest, probably what I need to do. I thought there was something over here that you could click on that would do it, but let's wait a little bit and see if they ask for our castle here. If they do, we can give that to them, and all things will be good. If not, we can do something else about it. Wow, this thing has got all kinds of horrific problems that we need to fix. All my other counties are fine, it's just this one, for whatever reason. It has no county corruption, so it's not... Oh. Which one was I just... Oh, it's Annandale. No, it says there's no county corruption. So I guess Annandale, these are all just the results of specific events then. They're not actually county corruption. Good to know. Alright, we're changing culture in Shetland. That's up here, right? Yeah. Because I'm tired of having the wrong culture in these various regions. The problem is that Shetland has such low development. Why would this guy not be using his steward to increase development? I don't know. It would be so fast for him to do so. But maybe it's because he's on Norwegian culture, right? Like maybe Norwegian culture is just behind the times and doesn't have... No, it definitely has city planning. Or no, which one is it? Public Works, that increases the possibility of development to 20. So I guess I'm responsible for increasing development everywhere. That's fantastic. But it is what it is. So where are we here? We've got to choose a lifestyle for her. And she's actually got an intrigue, an elusive shadow education. What can we use? Oh, she's got torturer almost. Almost got torturer. Which gives her extra prowess and dread gain. Hostile scheme resistance and levy size plus 10%. That's not bad. We might just leave this. What else do we get here? She gets additional dread gain from doing dreadful things. Martial is increased per stress level. When you torture someone, 50% chance to gain an intrigue or a prowess. You do not lose piety or clergy opinion from torturing or executing others. Dread gain per tyranny plus 5. So we should actually, that's very nice. We should be able to utilize this to reorganize our realm properly. Revoke titles from people that have too many and redistribute them the way that they should be done. Fear tax, prison feudal complex, and dread decay goes really basically to 0. So all of this is very interesting. And I guess we'll leave it on intimidation focus just until we get the last one here, and maybe get truth is relative, because that's a fantastic one to have as well. I still see no real reason to go down. I think this whole tree needs a rework. It's just, there's one thing you can do with it for the most part, and that is try to have as few kids with your actual spouse as possible, and instead seduce a bunch of other people and legitimize the bastards that you want to become your heirs. But that feels like a very gamey strat to utilize. I guess the only other thing this is useful for is your lovers can't actually go into factions against you. But most of the time you're going to have, I mean, if you're playing it with a historical situation, most rulers are going to be male. So that kind of only works if you're a homosexual ruler or you want to roll the dice on a lot of very low odds chances. So it's like, what's the point of that? Anyway, we're going to go with an intimidation focus. 30 natural dread seems like a pretty nice thing to have. And she's already got 20 for being wrathful. And that brings the total to 80 because she's got 30 part-time dread. So every one of our vassals should be in terror of us. Oh. And we can immediately pick another one. Okay, we'll pick that one. And like I said, we'll leave it here for 5 years to get what we need. Maybe some of the stuff in this tree. Find secrets progress, disrupt schemes effectiveness, murder scheme power. The problem with these is the torturer one actually seems pretty good, interesting. There's a lot of benefits from the torture one that reach beyond just one thing. Dread helps prevent revolts if you control a multicultural realm. Dread helps you when you're trying to deal with doing tyranny type things, like revoking stuff to get your realm back under control and you know, take care of vassals. So internal politics, it helps. And also it helps with external politics, as we just saw in one of these, like Torturer gets extra prowess. So that makes it better for leading an army. Levy size plus 10%. So this has a sort of militaristic bent to it. Not only does it help you on, you know, your intrigue is beneficial in this way or that, your internal benefit from the dread, it also helps you in another way. This one only helps you do one thing, as far as I can tell, and that's have more kids. Right? Have more kids, as many kids as possible, which is just plain bad most of the time. And I guess you could get more lovers, which most of the time opens you up to having more secrets, and that opens you up to more blackmail. Like, this has so many downsides to it, I don't know why you'd ever pick that tree. Schemer is a pretty good tree, but it really only focuses on one thing, and that's fabricating hooks. And it makes, you know, your other intrigue-based things slightly better. Like, it doesn't branch out into anything else. Like, this at least has those few things where it's like you can get some prowess there, you can get some prowess here, you can get levy size increase at the end. Schemer, hostile scheme power. Everything in here is all about hostile scheme power. The only kind of unique things that this does is A, allows you to fabricate hooks, which can be very good. And it allows you to abduct people with the abduction scheme. But everything else in here feels like it's just, yeah, you do all those other things, but better. Hostile scheme success chance against you lowered. Hostile scheme success chance for you increased. Max hostile schemes increased. You can murder people more successfully. You can disrupt enemies more successfully. You can find secrets more successfully. But it's all the same thing. It's all one thing. I wish there was more. Like every tree should have one other thing that it does, which is nice. This not only increases taxes, it also lowers costs for buildings. So this tree is all about trying to improve your own personal domain, which is great, but it also gives you more money, which is usable everywhere. And it gives you popular opinion, which helps prevent revolts. And it gives you centralization, which helps increase development. It's not just about taxes. It's not just about cutting costs. It's about all these other things. And levy reinforcement rate goes up, so that helps you for military bonuses. This helps you for military. This is a nice, well-rounded tree that helps you in a lot of different ways. Administrator allows you to, well, it's good if you're a vassal. This needs to be improved for when you're not a vassal. Improves your levy sizes. It reduces tyranny. This is another well-rounded tree. It's got a focus on internal bonuses with your vassals. So if you are in a multicultural type of society with lots of different religions and cultures, and your vassals are constantly joining factions, the administrator tree is very good for you. Increases a lot of benefits to that particular situation. Counselors like you more. Your vassals are less likely to join factions. And in addition to helping you out in those situations, you also get bigger levies and more money. And that is very nice. So again, it's fairly well-rounded. And it's going to give you some permanent bonuses to stewardship, which can increase your domain, your vassal opinion, and some diplomacy too. This one is all about gold in all of its different possible ways you can get it. Unfortunately, the bonuses are multiplicative instead of additive, but it is what it is. So this is more one-dimensional, but because gold can be used in so many different ways. You can use it to improve your internal realm. You can use it to buy off your vassals if you need to. You can use it to make other independent rulers like you, or get people to join factions, or help against your various schemes. You can also use it to support a larger army, so that makes this one automatically very well-rounded. And in learning, I've not been super impressed with most of these. They're very one-dimensional. This is kind of nice. It makes it more likely that, especially during like one of those bubonic plague events, you kind of want that stress gain. So this is about reducing stress. Now, actually, no, I take it back. There are some really interesting things in here. If you go into the learning tree early, like you get a ruler who's like 16 or 20, somewhere in that range, and they don't have kids yet. Getting to the restraint perk can allow you to get, the one child you need and then become celibate, so that you don't have to. It's one way to deal with partition. So that's got a good thing. Helping you. The rest of the tree, I think, is mostly helping your ruler survive. This is just a nice perk so that you can set up your affairs. Mental resilience, that's the stress side. Healthy is just a general medium boost. Now this really should give you some prowess, I think. It doubles down on everything you've already got. Extra fertility isn't good until primogeniture comes along. So why are you giving me bonuses that actually hurt me during the 2/3 of the game? It just needs a little bit more for going all the way to the bottom of the tree to be worth it. Most of my rulers have lived until 50 or 60 years old at least, like 58, 59 minimum. Some of them have lived all the way up to 70, even without this boost, right? Other small boosts have helped, but so this is okay, but the bottom of the tree needs something else. I really like that this is here. This is very useful to get early. I don't know. This isn't super useful, right? Your wards can get additional skills. I guess if you've got a high learning trait, you might teach your kids, and that way you can guarantee they get additional skill points for your heir. But that is very situational. Open-minded. Okay, this tree also helps you deal with ignore negative culture opinion. Oh, so it makes... Oh, okay, interesting. So it gets rid of the negative penalty and gives you a positive penalty to boot. So this helps you with vassals. So this is, again, another situation which might help you if you've expanded and yet haven't yet consolidated to a single culture and thing like that. Increased development and county efficiency. That's good. Scholarly circles gives you learning per level of devotion. So that's kind of nice. Again, going down the tree of if you're a cultural head, this side really helps. Apostate, again, this side is all helping you deal with vassals that are the different sides. So if you are cultural head and you have vassals, this tree can be useful. Two different things. Your primary skills added to your own, that just makes you better everywhere. Sanctioned loopholes let you buy claims. And then Scholar is just a general bonus in addition to development growth. So that's another kind of bonus trying to improve your internal realm. So this is a pretty well-rounded tree. Theologian, I feel like this one is only useful if you are trying to convert a bunch of people that are the wrong religion and they have a bunch of high fervor, or if you're going to build your own. In that case, religious relations efficiency, how useful is that? I mean, what is it really doing? Okay, slightly more piety per month, maybe, which you can't really do much with anyway. Theocratic ruler opinion. Well, there are only a few theocratic rulers out there, like my realm priest. So is he helping improve himself under those conditions? I'm not actually sure. Like, this religious relations doesn't do much at all. It really doesn't do much. So increasing that is not super valuable. Clergy opinion plus 10, that can be useful in the sense that a realm priest gives you more taxes if they have more opinion of you, up to at least 50 opinion. 50 is the max. So you don't need to go past 50. So this is just meh, very meh. Church and state realm priest opinion plus 50. Well, now what's the point of the first one? If you get all the way to here, there's so few clergy in the game. The realm priest is the only one that I ever interact with, so I don't know why. I guess if you have lay clergy, this might matter, but even then, they're just regular vassals for you. Convert faith. So this side here helps you convert. That can be useful. Again, this, only if you're going for your own faith do you need this much piety. Radiant. You've already made the only thing that matters maxed out. So why does it matter if my level of devotion impacts more? If you're in a theocratic environment, maybe that matters. Defender of the faith gives you a little bit more diplomacy? Okay. Yeah, no, that's not very good overall. The martial trees... This one is definitely a good tree overall, but it is very focused. It's focused on expansion. Declaring war costs less, increases the stats of your military units, increases the stats of your military units in movement speed, increases the stats of your military units in siege weapon effectiveness, increases your counter efficiency. It's all about bonuses to battles and bonuses to combat. And apparently rating. Supply capacity being a 200% increase is also good. So even though this is very one note, the bonuses are super good. And it's one note that most people are doing most of the time, right? Most people are trying to expand in some way or another. If you're at a disadvantage against your neighbors, if they're just stronger than you, this tree can turn the tide in your favor. Even if they have numerical advantages, this tree can give you a qualitative advantage that might be worthwhile. Now, this one is interesting too because it gives you more dread and control. So one of the things I did early on in this playthrough is I had a character that was a strategist that conquered a bunch of territory that was then going to be very difficult to hold because they were all new religions and new cultures. Because I was like this tiny count, and I had emerged as a duke of this larger area in northern Scotland, and they were a bunch of Norse culture and Cambrian culture and Pictish culture, so I had to deal with all of that. This tree is actually really good for if you've just conquered a bunch of stuff, reset your perks and take the Overseer tree, or just start going down this tree if you want to hold on to the other stuff in this stuff. Or if your character just has a martial education, and you've just recently conquered a bunch of stuff, or you inherited a bunch of stuff. So this gives you dread. That makes it harder for the enemy to do anything. Control growth +3 everywhere your domain. That's great. New areas that you've conquered take a long time to come back without that. Control territory defender advantage. If you've just conquered a bunch of stuff, you might be weak, and somebody else might try to take you on, or you might have to deal with civil wars. This is helpful. Increase control in county. So the actual martial ability is boosted. Again, if you've just taken control of stuff, it's pretty useful. But again, this is really one note. If this was it kind of is defensive, though, isn't it? Enemy occupations do not lower control. Yeah, you could make this. You could make a case that this is a defensive tree too. Dread gain goes up. Siege progress against revolts is much faster, and faction military power threshold. So, yeah, this is has a side that appears to be soldiers of lesser fortune. This is a good defensive tree because you can hire mercenaries, and your army maintenance goes down, meaning that if you're in a bind, you overextended yourself, this tree can help you hold on to territory that you otherwise might have lost. Absolute control is a really cool thing. When your control is at 100, it will instead display as absolute and give additional bonuses to tax and levies. I don't know if it ever tells you anywhere. I looked up on the wiki. It doesn't say. Hey there, Jello Rebello. Can't you already pick it? I'm not sure to what you're referring to. I'm sorry. I didn't look over it until just now. Can't you already pick what? So absolute control, giving you more taxes and levies, is a nice capper to the rest of these, which are about defenses and holding something you've already taken. More taxes and levies helps that. And then a bonus of martial and stewardship and control growth factor allows you to take more things once you're at the bottom of the tree. That's kind of nice. Now, gallant, this is the one I've never felt was making a huge amount of sense. It gives you a lot of personal prowess and reduces the risk of commanding armies. So if your character's already got a really good martial stat, instead of boosting your troops' value, you might focus on boosting your knights' value and your own prowess. So you can personally command the armies, which gives you like a +5 advantage in-game. And then chivalric dominance improves your knight's effectiveness by 75%. That seems huge. I feel like... Now this one, come on. What? I guess if you wanted to make your wife into your soulmate so that it would reduce stress, maybe this can be useful. Elope scheme power. I didn't know there was an elope scheme. Maybe it's something you can do with your lover. Let's see. Marriage acceptance. Most of the time, you're already married by the time you're going to choose this perk. Very meh. Marriage acceptance for close family and extended family. Maybe if you're marrying off your heir to other close family members, then this could be valuable. Loyalty and respect. Spouse opinion is okay. I mean, it means that she's probably or he's not going to join a hostile agency against you. That's good. But skills from spouse counselor task, that's pretty nice. That can be an extra 1 to most of your skills, or an extra 2, or maybe even 3 to a specific skill. That's pretty good. The King's Guard, that's a pretty awesome perk. Like, this side of the tree I have nothing wrong with. It's just courtship and promising prospects. I hate to take those. They're so situational. Loyalty and respect can be kind of useful. King's Guard is great. This can massively increase the quality of your troops, just like this one over here can. Peacemaker makes it easier to end a war. That's kind of nice. And then Gallant itself gives you another 4 prowess, 2 extra martial, extra prestige, and attraction opinion. So this one's okay. I still think Strategist is probably the strongest in this tree, because it's single-minded focus, and every single one of these perks is really good. Gallant can be good if you have good prowess and you want to max it out, and you have good knights and you want to max them out. And then Overseer can be good if you've got rebellious territory and martial is your education stat. You got to get that stuff under control, and you got to deal with it. So let's take a look at diplomacy, because I haven't felt a real desire to go deep into diplomacy very often. It does have some cool stuff, and if you have a diplomacy education, you can get some great stuff out of this. Diplomat really makes it easy to get people on your side. So if you want to try to get an alliance or a marriage or just get a ruler to not think about invading you because they're bigger than you and they're a neighbor, maybe you just send them a gift to make them like you. Defensive negotiations is probably one of the best things in this entire set of trees. The ability to just propose one alliance without a marriage and have it not be, requiring that seems pretty damn valuable. Fellow vassal opinion, also good if you're, trying to overthrow a liege. Then this can help them get other people to join your faction. Foreign affairs effectiveness increases your prestige and how much other independent rulers like you when you're doing foreign affairs with your counselor. Title creation cost reduction, ducal conquest, casus belli. Now this one seems like another important part of this tree. Like defensive negotiations, it's sort of a cornerstone. Because normally, you would need a de jure claim, or else a holy war. Like if you're trying to take over a territory that's not part of your de jure territory and is the same religion as you, like Catholicism often is in control of lots of parts of Europe, or if you're fighting inside the Byzantine Empire, then this can be very valuable because it gives you a new type of casus belli that lets you take an entire duchy just cuz. I don't actually know. Required to create an uncreated title of duchy rank. So I assume that means if there's no duchy and you have one of the counties, you can probably declare war to get all the others. That's kind of nice. Forced vassalization casus belli lets you choose a neighboring independent ruler of a lower rank, and unlocked by the forced vassalization perk, you can vassalize any ruler that does not have more than 3 counties in the realm. So this is very good early on, or even later, if you don't have a good casus belli against a small nation nearby, and you can't find one. So this tree is all about giving you options that don't already exist. Flexible truces. So this is really, if you're planning to do a lot of expansion, and you don't have a martial education, you have a diplomatic education, you don't really need to improve the quality of your army. This can improve the quality of your conquests, how the options you have available to you for casus bellis, and how often you can do wars against an enemy, and make sure that you get alliances that you might need, even if you don't have the right children for it. Each alliance granting an additional stewardship is kind of nice. Not stewardship, diplomacy. Fabricating claim on country county speed by 75%. That's a huge bonus. And then diplomat itself, personal scheme power plus 25%. That can increase your swaying power for people. Independent rulers like you more. So this can give you just a lot of options within the context of expansion. And it doesn't give you much more than that, other than it does make other rulers like you a lot. Independent rulers and other vassals like you more. And for that, it helps prevent them from declaring war on you, and it helps you negotiate marriages, which are therefore alliances, and that seems pretty valuable. Overall, it fits within what it's trying to do, and I think all the perks have a good spot, so that's good. It doesn't have the kind of wide adaptation like we were talking about, where this one has like 4 different things that it does, but it's still pretty damn good. August Oh, is this all about personal schemes? Monthly prestige per dread, okay. But I still haven't found a good reason to have a lot of prestige. So this one giving you a bunch of prestige, useless. Unless it gives you a way to spend it. This gives you a way to spend it. Right here. This lets you spend prestige and get money for it. But if you don't have that, what's the hell's the point of getting all these other ones? Offer vassalization acceptance plus 25. I haven't had to do that. But I haven't even tried, have I? That's actually pretty interesting. I didn't even know that was an option that you could try to get people to do it that way. So could I, like, go to this guy and say, hey, offer vassalization? No. I wonder why. Is he too big? This guy, this lady's adjacent to me. Can I do that here? No. Maybe that's why I haven't, oh, there it is. Offer vassalage. Base reluctance is 45. If we were the same faith, and they were in a de jure part of my territory, then this would be easier. Difference in military strength is minus 95. I have 12,000 and they have 2,000. So why would that be such a huge negative? Should honestly be a positive. Different culture, yeah, I get that. They like me. So this guy, is that a large realm? No, it's just that tiny little piece. If they were the right religion, the right culture, the right everything, then they might choose. Again, why is the difference in military strength such a... I need to... 12,000 to 2,000 isn't a big enough difference for that to be negated? That seems weirdly bad. Like, he's got 2 counties, and he's going up against a king that basically has 3 kingdoms at this point. Basically has an empire. And he still thinks, you know, assume that he's part of my de jure or whatever. It seems like impossible to get that to work, even under the best of circumstances. So, like, the plus 25, not going to make a difference. You can take the commission epic decision. Trade gold for prestige. Again, why? I can't spend prestige or piety on anything. Other than if you have the right religious faith, you can trade piety for gold. And that's the only thing I've seen that makes it worthwhile. And if you have the right perk here, then you can trade prestige for money. But even then, I often generate more prestige and piety than I can spend, even if I have those outlets. So that, I think, is the biggest problem with a lot of the game. Not the biggest problem, but a significant problem is that levels of fame can be very valuable, and levels of devotion can be very valuable, and I want more of them, but they're not valuable enough. They don't do enough interesting and useful things, and the actual prestige doesn't do enough. Yeah, I'll get some events every once in a while that cause me to spend prestige in order to avoid a bad outcome or something, and that's all well and good, but it just seems like prestige is something that is balanced well when you're at the duchy level or lower. Because when you're a duke, you don't have a huge amount of income from your prestige. So the outlets from events and other small things here and there can be tight. In fact, I find myself using the go on a hunt ability when I'm playing a duke in a various place, because it gives you ways to get your prestige up, and sometimes you need that in order to declare war or do this or do that. But generally speaking, war declarations don't cost that much prestige, especially if you're using holy wars, and your income just seems a lot higher than necessary. Maybe there are circumstances where I'd care about getting all of this extra prestige, but generally speaking, I don't know why you'd want... Maybe there's something more to it than just getting prestige. Maybe you get something else, but maybe you lose stress or do some other beneficial thing. But we've already got a hunt that can get us prestige for money. Level of fame impact. Oh, good. My vassals, instead of liking me plus 10, now like me plus 20. Okay. If I've got a high personal diplomacy, that probably wasn't going to make a huge difference. August. Meh. Again, you generally don't need a huge prestige income. Now, this one is very interesting because this one is all about increasing your own stats. But it takes a lot of effort. The other thing I will say is it also helps in keeping internal problems from escalating, because friends will not join factions against you. Children get extra skill points. That's kind of nice. Close family opinion, well, that means basically only one thing, and that's your close family will not join his schemes against you. Personal scheme success chance against family members, meh. How often are you doing schemes against family members? Each friend adds -5 stress gain. Pretty good. If this also did something else with friends, as in having more friends, you know, increased your prestige or something useful, then maybe this would be a worthwhile perk. But just giving this thing already has a pretty high chance of success. Giving it a plus 30% is not super valuable. This is where the whole tree starts to get good. You really have to come down here to make it worthwhile. Because if you've spent a lot of time getting other friends, you could get 5, 6, 7 friends, and that can get you up to 14 extra perk points, or skill points. That's a lot. And then each living child gives you 1 random skill point. That can give you another 4 or 5. So I think this tree can give you more positive perk points than anything else. But then the final one here is awful. It's just terrible. Why do I care about getting this perk? Fertility, we've already discussed, is bad because it makes it harder to keep your realm together. Stress loss is good, but it's not worth being at the end of a tree for all by itself. Close family opinion, you've already given me that over here. Why are you giving me another 15? They already like me because I'm close family. Now they've got heart of the family on top of that. I've also already got a huge diplomacy. If I'm going down this tree already, it means I've got a diplomacy education. So what the hell do I care about close family and house opinion? It's usually really good anyway. This is just a terrible end to the tree. Okay, now that I've done that, let's figure out what's next. That seems like the right thing to do. Interesting that we're a sinner. I don't know why our level of devotion is so low. Oh, that's right. We adulterated. We adulted. Hold on one second. I gotta ban a couple of people on Twitch for advertising. There we go. Alright. This will be pretty much automatic conquest. And here's the thing. Oh, I need a higher level of devotion. That's annoying. Because how many counties is it? 2? It's 2. Then I'll just have to take it in 2 bites. That's annoying, but it's something that can be done. Now, does winning a holy war get me some piety? You gain 50 devotion. So that gets us closer to where we need to be. Right now, we need 1,000 to get to dutiful. But I think faithful is necessary for duchy conquests, right? Yeah, we're 2 levels down on being able to use holy wars because of the adultering thing. So, that's unfortunate. But one other thing I want to consider before I go and add more territory that's the wrong religion and the wrong culture, what's my situation right now? Mostly good with regards to religion. Ormond is currently being converted over. And it's almost done. So, after that we've got 1. Now, these guys, the top realm is the King of Scotland, the county holder, Duchess Annabella of Moray. She should theoretically be converting these. Theoretically. Insular Christianity is up here and up here. I've still got a lot of work to do with that. Luckily, we've got a very good realm priest. He doesn't like me very much, though, but I am a sinner. My bad. But I mothered many children, and he likes that. Okay. So, let's go ahead and we could send him a gift, which will improve 44 opinion? Why does it go up by so much? Does he really need the money? No, he doesn't. That usually only gives like 15. And I don't have the perk that doubles it, which is, I think, diplomacy. Thoughtful, right? So then I don't know why that'll by itself is going to make him like me to the point where he's going to give me many more taxes. So that'll go down over time, and I'll have to handle it with swaying him or something. Or, you know, long reign will eventually kick in. I know I'm above my domain limit. I'll work on that in a second. I do like that I've still got the high crown authority, which is, you know, really increasing my tax income. That high crown authority. Give me a 1% increase. Oh, yeah. Now, what was that fear tax? Is that a perk that I'm missing? Or does dread actively increase your tax income? There it is. It is a perk. Oh, terrified vassal tax contribution vastly increased. Yeah, that's awesome. Their contribution is because it starts as high. Now, I wouldn't mind getting a hook on her, but we need to get the ability to fabricate them first. In the meantime, let's go ahead and send our spy master to search for secrets, because if she's got secrets, then I can use that to get even more taxes out of her. Now, as for culture, we have a lot of problems with culture. But I really don't want to expand my culture that much. Oh, damn you! Oh, I opened the Dynasty tree again instead of Legacies. I hope they fix that bug in the next patch. The Dynast always gets passed to somebody else when you die, and then, when it comes back to you, it may be too late. They may have already spent your renown. So this one, Treasured Knowledge. Monthly Learning Lifestyle Experience, plus 10. I mean, it's not terrible. Bureaucrats. Base Progress and Counselor Skill Impact on Counselor Tasks, plus 10%. So your Counselor's abilities are better and more valuable. That's kind of nice. But I really wanted Architected Ancestry. Yeah, so our culture is our biggest problem. We don't need to convert Anglo-Saxon, because it's the same cultural group, at least. And I think it's got a similarly advanced... So they've got 14 and 12, and we've got 14 and 11. So even though they're not the same, and they're not getting exactly what I want, they're still getting a lot. And we'll maybe eventually convert Anglo-Saxon, but we'll start with converting as much of the Norwegian area as possible. And we're doing Shetland. So where's Shetland? We're getting control there. Oh, that's right, it's up here. Oh, he's been improving here, hasn't he? Yes. So I guess it's going to be up to me to increase control here after I convert them to our culture. Because if you don't increase development, is what I meant to say, as you spread your culture, then this stuff speeds down quite a bit. So this is going up at 0.32 is the average development bonus here, whereas the The Anglo-Saxons is only 0.28. Apparently, we've got better average development than the Anglo-Saxon culture does. And I think it's just because we have a few very high culture areas in the center here. So, once this one is also converted, we can park our guy on here and increase the development there a lot very quickly. So, the guy who owns this is Scottish, but his main holding is over here, so he's never going to convert that. But converting away from Norwegian seems very valuable because that is way behind. It does not have the same stuff unlocked, so you cannot build the same economic buildings and upgrades and stuff in any of those because they're just not good. So we have to continue to convert away from those, but we also have to continue to increase our development at the same time. It's a very slow process, and you need a really good steward to make it all worthwhile. So that's what we're doing there. In fact, you know what? I don't want these outer isles to have Scottish culture, because the act of increasing their development is just not going to have a big enough return on investment. They're tiny little islands. They're not worth it. Let's pick another much more valuable spot. This, at least, has 2 counties that have 2 holdings each. So that wouldn't be terrible, and getting it away from Norwegian would be good. Swedish probably is pretty well along. No, Swedish is also very far behind, and so is Gaelic. So let's go ahead and move to this one. Or, you know what? Let's do development first. Let's develop things. And I think we're going to do it in Inverness, because this is still quite low, and if you increase development in an area, it'll radiate outward from that area. Lathane's at 25, and I think 35 is our current max. $35 is our current max. So it gets slower and slower as you get closer to the max. So we probably want to get urbanization soonish. Heraldry is what we're getting now, so we can get high partition for the future. That's nice. We could also get house seniority, but man, house seniority as a succession seems really, really bad. Because you're going to have the succession passed to the oldest person who's probably in their 60s. They're going to die 4 years later, and then it's passed to the next oldest person who's probably in their 60s, who's going to die 6 years later. And it's just like you never get to do anything with these people. Now, with graceful aging and octogenarians, maybe it'll work a little better, because your rulers get stronger. It just feels like you never get to, from like a playability standpoint, it doesn't feel like you'd get the ability to really benefit from long-term appreciation. Okay, so this holding over here, Brethine. We need to give this to somebody. So let's look through our dynasty. Oh god. Let's just click the grant to button and see if we can't find some people that are not landed. Here's my brother. Does he have children? He does. So he could benefit from Brian. So let's give him that. So he would become my vassal, and then I will transfer him over to the Duke guy. Okay, so now let's look at this. Let's see if everything is the way it's supposed to be. Yes, everything lines up. All right, let's look in the north and find out if that's the case. No, of course it's not. Of course it's not. These vassals will be the death of me. So Strathclyde looks like it's correctly set up here. That's good. But it's also taken a piece of Albany, which it's not supposed to take. And he's got control of a lot. Oh, but it did break it up. That's good. Remember when we had a problem where the Duke of Strathclyde also owned Meath? That was a big problem for us, but it appears to have sorted itself out at least a little bit. But maybe, because I'm so dreadful, I can retract something from this guy. Now, unfortunately, he doesn't like me at all. He's got a 24 stewardship? That's even better than my 23 from this lady. What's her deal? 72 years old. She's going to die soon. We'll replace him with her. In the meantime, I probably... Oh, this is a vassal. Oh. So it really is the wrong vassal. So let's talk to this guy. Let's see if we retract a vassal that's not his in the first place. He'll accept it. It's an act of tyranny, but don't I get bonuses for having tyranny right now? Isn't that one of the cool things in here? Thriving on chaos. Dread gain per tyranny, so we get more dread when we do tyranny. And, you know, more dread is good for us because it gives us more of everything. So, yeah, we don't mind getting tyranny. So, yeah, let's go ahead and do that. Retract this vassal. It is going to upset him by 40 opinion. It'll go away eventually. But, you know... It is what it is. He's terrified, I've got a stronger military, and he acknowledges that it's not his de jure vassal. So here's the thing. If it's not his de jure vassal, he gets less taxes from it, which means he pays me less taxes. If I transfer this vassal to the appropriate de jure liege, then I get more taxes overall. I don't know how many more. It'll be in a very small amount, but if you fix your empire in many different small ways, that can matter a lot. So now I talk to this lady, and I grant her a de jure vassal. Yeah, that actually did increase my income a little bit. Unless something else did it, but it looked like it was actually that. So now Albany is owned by her. Does she own anything else? No. So that's correct. And the Isles are owned by this guy. And does he have... He has the vassalage over this one. Yeah, he's got that. That's correct as well. Moray also appears to be correct. Unfortunately, she owns one too many vassals. This is not your vassal. That's somebody else's vassal. So we've got to deal with this problem. So we're going to retract a vassal that isn't yours. They'll accept, but they will lose opinion of me. It'll go away over time, right? Oh, focused student. Thank you, spouse. An experienced fighter. We'll deal with that in a second. Now we got to call up this guy and give him the vassal. So 44.2. Yeah, it's climbing. I think that's actually control is increasing it. And we grant this guy this vassal. Oh, not I hit grant title. I mean to grant vassal. There we go. My son Philip has been impressed with one of the household knights for a very long time. After finally meeting him in person, he's been repeating the warrior's words to himself. Greatness comes in time, but be there to grasp it when it does. He gets the trait patient. Patient's a great trait. While performing his duties as spy master, my duchess become a secret held by a mayor. Really? Really? Do we care about a mayor? I guess they have some money, but I still want them to reinvest it in the city that they're in. All right. So let's go ahead and check out this guy, this lady. Huh. Who owns this territory? And who are they? Oh, no, that... Okay, I just couldn't see the line. It was very faint. That's something I wish they... The faint lines should be a little bit more noticeable. Excellent. We got some more things to change here. Let's go ahead and do this one. And we've got a new perk. Truth is relative seems like the right thing to do. And then I guess we'll continue going down one of these trees. Probably digging for dirt would be nice. Enables abduction scheme. But very soon after this, I think I want to go and grab golden obligations, since we're good at intrigue, and we don't have that problem with being, like, compassionate anymore. We can actually blackmail people for money, and it'll, you know, be really good. Somebody pointed out, like, there are so many rich people in the court. Whoa, hang on. The Byzantine Emperor is getting crushed. Damn, son. The Muslims are coming. Anyway, somebody pointed out that in the early part of the game, one of the best things you can do is get golden obligations and put your spy master in Constantinople, and then just, like, blackmail everybody there. It's, like, what everybody should be doing because it's so powerful a thing to get money. It's kind of an exploit. But, somebody replied to that by saying, yes, it's a little-known fact that 20% of the population of Constantinople was actually foreign spy masters. Anyway. Wow. This is a problem I'm going to have to deal with soon enough. Maybe I can help West Francia deal with this problem, and we can go on a crusade against them. The Catholics and the egalitarians teaming up against the Mowaladisms, because they're evil according to us. But first we've got to create our empire. Alright, where were we? Ah. So that's correct up there. Let's check the rest of the duchies here. So this one needs to be fixed only after we get that. But let's take a look at Lancaster. We don't actually have a Duke of Lancaster, do we? We don't have him create the duchy, so we'll probably do that. Who controls each of these? Are these all independent? No. One person. Oh, that's right. That's the big problem. It wasn't the Strathclyde one, it was the Meath lady. We're waiting for her to pass away, because then her sons will at least split this up somewhat. Though it's weird, I still can't understand why both of the duchies go to the same person. In my experience, they're supposed to go one duchy to one son, one duchy to the other son. It seems odd. That's all I'm saying. Do these people have lots of kids? Because that would be ideal. Just to help break this thing up in partition. I'm just going to wait until she dies and then clean it up, because it's all going to get split up amongst smaller people at that point. But man, she has been really increasing her reach. Not a fan of that, but she's too old. So, okay, I don't think we need to worry too much about the rest of this until we conquer more of it. Actually, here's a duchy we can try to straighten out. So this lady doesn't own these other two counties. She's my direct vassal. But, oh, she's actually in Leinster. She has two duchies. Well, that ain't right. So I should pull back the I should pull back the Duchy and County of Leinster and give that to somebody else, and just give her control of this whole thing over here. Yeah, I think that's what I gotta do. Let's start with that. She'll still accept it because of the whole terrified thing, so that's good. Come on. There it is. Now she hates me, though. She freaking hates me. We'll fix it, don't worry. Because now we're going to go to this guy. And we're going to make him the Duke of Gwynedd. But then we're going to take away his stuff over here. So the first thing we need to do is... Oh, we can't revoke his titles. Oh, I'm sorry. That's an actual... No, he's in my realm. Ah, this Duke is far too strong. He doesn't get these vassals over here. So this might lead to some people scheming against me here in the near future. Oh, this is his domain. Now I gotta revoke his title. Oh, he might not accept this. Let's find out. Sometimes I get lucky, but very rarely. They declare war an awful lot. Alright. Raise the damn armies. We'll split it in half and have half go over there. There, now I'm the dynasty head. It's too late! Oh god, the north has gone crazy too. Didn't notice that. I guess I gotta send somebody up there. I don't really want to split my armies too much more. Maybe I can do thirds instead. No. Attentive care for 5 years. A massive health boost. Thank you, spouse. I don't want to assault a fort with a small breach right now. This one can wait. I've got a lot of defenses on my capital. Can I call allies to war? I can't imprison him because he's at war with me. I can call Dynasty members. Oh, that cost me renown, not prestige. But I can activate the Holy Order, right? It's not a lot, but maybe it's enough to siege stuff down for now. Ah, the son comes of age, and he's a charismatic negotiator. Decent. Now, I need to check on my heir and make sure she's good, but, complaining to Henry when he interrupts me. Let me do something about it. A few lessons might sharpen their wit, so I can improve my chancellor, my steward, or my archbishop. Can you really improve my steward from 23 to something higher? That's insane. That's absolute insanity. Sure. But the thing is, she's old, and she's gonna die soon. Is this guy also old and gonna die soon? He is. Let's just take the steward, since it's the one that I really want to be boosted the most. In my work at the court of Duchess Christina, I've failed to find any secrets. Alright, well, then you should probably come back and defend against schemes, because I'm pretty sure my vassals are going to hate me for a little while right now. So with 6,000, we should be able to deal with this. Yeah. Especially because 1,000 of them ran away. To the hills! To the hills! Not gonna matter. We won a siege down here. So, how about you go to the coast and recoup some of those supplies, and then we'll send you off to the territory over here. I don't like this. Somebody's conquering that. Siege 1. I wish I could right-click on this to take me there. I don't want to do multiple clicks. That's very annoying. Alright. Kind of got to do the same thing and heal up some supplies a little bit. We took some prisoners in the siege. So I guess this is going to go north and deal with this problem. And one holding above the domain limit. Where did I get another? Oh, is it the holding in the south? But even then... Leinster. Why do I have a holding in Leinster? Oh, because I revoked that in anticipation of doing something else with it. Okay. We'll deal with that. We're going to start down here in the home area. That might get us a significant extra amount of progress. Same thing here. We're going to go for Thurmond. No, you got to stay there and... Oh, we're losing supplies here. We're too big. Damn it. That's very frustrating. Okay. There we go. I guess we can go there. Ah, I'm already swaying him. The size of my armies is too damn big for the development in the areas. And then we got too freaking big again. Look at the city should have better supplies. Enthusiastic conversions. Excellent. Oh no, Paul died. Oh well. Meditating Mother. Came across her and another courtier walking the hallways. The moment she saw me, she made a point of pausing the gossip until I had passed. It's not even the first occurrence of such an insult. My mother's offered to clear the air between us. I'll take the help. I've got a lot of dread already. He took everything for himself, didn't he? That son of a bitch. I gave it to my brother on purpose, you bastard. I didn't want you to get stronger. I think by the time these 2 sieges are over... oh well. By the time these 2 sieges are over, we will have 1. There it is. Actually, let's wait a minute and finish this siege. Now we'll do it, because we may have gotten some extra prisoners there. Everybody gets in prison. Now, I think I've maxed out my dread, so I probably don't want to torture anybody if I'm going to also make them my vassal. Now that I've got this set up this way, let's figure out what the problem is. This guy owns the wrong stuff. The duchy is owned by her, and the de jure capital is already his. So we've got to revoke that title. Let's just revoke all of his stuff. He's not part of my dynasty. I'm just going to revoke everything. Wait, he's got how many territories? He's got a lot of territories. Revoke. More. Revoke. More. Revoke. More. Okay. So he's not a thing anymore. He's just a prisoner. And, we'll see what we're going to do with him in a second. But now, this lady, she's a vassal in my realm. She's a vassal of this Duke lady, who's not supposed to be in control. Actually, she's not the one that rose up against me. That's right. And so, I will grant her a title, and then another vassal, because she was good. Let's grant this to... I can grant it to a son. That's good. He's not going to inherit anything. Technically, he's going to have claims. So we'll give him this one title, and then we'll grant her, my son as a vassal. Bingo. So now we fixed that county. Now Leinster is still a problem. I've taken over Leinster. Somebody else had control of it before, but I guess now we can give it to somebody else. Maybe it's another one of my sons or daughters. Yeah, let's give it to Donella Scots, my niece. Oh, boy. I have more important matters, because I don't want to get poisoned. So I'm going to give her control of the petty kingdom of Leinster. Perfect. So the vassal here reports to her. That's the way it's supposed to be. So now, this is still technically all set. Now, Meath is still a freaking nightmare, but at least I'll be able to fix Gwynedd and whatever the hell this thing is. Powys? So Gwynedd actually, the de jure capital is down here. So who owns the pieces of Gwynedd? I own this piece. And then she owns these two. And somebody else owns this one, huh? Well, I'm going to grant this to another one of my dynasty as a duke. But first I have to create the title, don't I? There we go. Now I can grant the entire title to somebody. My brother got kind of screwed on that other deal, so let's put him in charge of this, as long as he's got kids. Yeah. My brother likes me the most. He can have the Petty King of Gwynedd, which means he'll get the vassals that are in here, as well as control of this and this county. So, bada boom. Holy Order dismissed. Oh, because the war ended, so they left. Good. I should also dismiss my army. Okay. So I think we're mostly good now. Unfortunately, this is a two-county duchy, so I only control one of them. This guy, don't know who you are, but you're in the capital, so you shouldn't have that. I can't revoke the title because they're not my direct vassal. Whose vassal is he? He's connected to Moray for some reason. Well, that's going to make it easy to revoke her vassal. Okay, now I can revoke his title, and I'll give this duchy to somebody else that I like. I don't want to give it to my husband. That's just going to screw things up. Macbeth Scots. I wish it wouldn't close the grant screen while I'm looking at these. Countess Alice. I don't know about Macbeth Scots. It looks like their kids are wandering all over. I probably want to give it to the ones that have really good congenital traits. Not the club-footed, though. Ooh, a genius. He'll be able to make the most out of this, I think. So we'll give him the entire duchy. Okay. Mostly fixed now. Oh, I never gave the duchy away to this person? That's why. I'm very confused. Oh, I control this earldom. Got it. So I need to give him the earldom. That's what I meant to do. And are these my vassals? Did I not give him... Yeah. No, it's a vassal in my realm. So whose vassal are you? I see the problem now. Bingo. Internal politics solved. So now I've got a bunch of vassals that hate me, and a bunch of other vassals that really like me, because I gave them stuff. Meath is still... oh, it's still a powder keg I don't want to mess with. But for now, I think that restructuring has helped a lot. Except, of course, for the fact that they hate me so much for all the tyranny. Oh god, there's so much tyranny, and it's only going down... let's see. 0.25 per month. How do we make that go down faster? I think diplomacy might have something in it that lets your tyranny go down faster, but... oh well. Not endorsed by my archbishop. Does he not like the tyranny either? I need to sway him more. Or give him another present? No, the gift has already done all it can. Oh boy. Okay, how do I fix the tyranny? I think I need to go down and find a diplomacy tree that helps me fix the tyranny. Inspiring Rule, Praetorian Guard. Maybe it's not. Maybe I'm thinking of something else. We just went through the whole thing. I wonder if what I need is Overseer. Yeah, I think hard rule. No, well, faction military power for threshold is plus 20. Soldiers of lesser fortune. I do like that one. Absolute control is kind of nice too. Get you extra stuff. August. Maybe it's in the August tree. No, that's what I was just looking at. It's not here. Well, I think we might want to go down the Overseer tree in the near future, which gets us some taxes, but also some help dealing with the vassals. Administrator, that's the other one that I think may help. Likeable. Position of power, counselor opinion, goes up. Your vassals are less likely to join independent factions. There it is, monthly tyranny. That's the one I was thinking of. So administrator's probably the one we're going to go down next. I don't really fear any of these factions, especially because they're in jail. We've already got the max dread we can get, but if we ransom these prisoners out... well, let's take the vassals that are dukes. If I let them go, they get 20 opinion of me. But that's not going to offset the negative hundreds that they're at right now. Those will go down eventually. Gaining a weak hook on them doesn't help because that won't prevent them from joining factions. So, should I just ransom them to themselves to weaken their power because they'll have less money to fight me with? That seems like the right play. Because then they won't get that little opinion boost, but then again they won't get an opinion boost anyway. It won't affect anything. So yeah, let's ransom the Duke out. And where's our other Duke in here? I think we've got... there she is. Duchess Annabella. Oh, she doesn't have enough money for a ransom? Why is ransom unavailable? I guess I'll just let her go then. also gain 20 opinion of me, and it won't affect anything. Murder? I haven't murdered anybody. I boinked somebody. Yeah, let's try to keep a tight lid on things. Definitely want domestic affairs maxed out here, so that's already happening. Now, with the rest of the prisoners, let's ransom them all out for money. And whoever can't be ransomed, we might have some fun torturing, because that's what our character does. That's who she is. We haven't had anybody like that in the past. So now we are collecting lots of money to help us deal with any uprisings that come as a result of all these renegotiations. We probably shouldn't torture a kid, though. I guess we'll just release the kid. With a hook. Now, who's this guy? He's got no money. But she'll pay 10 to get him back. But is he an important courtier? Maybe he is for her. I don't know. I gotta torture somebody. It wasn't gonna be the kid. Sorry, Morgan. It's gonna be you. Not execute. Might gain some dark insights. I do like to see that. So 1 intrigue or prowess if we do this. Let's see. Does he have a secret? We gain some intrigue. I saw it. He's a lunatic. Oh no. Potentially. Alright, well. Now we'll release him. Just the way she is. She's got a lot of dread. How? Hold on. That's interesting. I thought dread was even... Anyway. New lifestyle perk. We can't switch away from this yet. So, disrupt schemes seems like the right thing I'm gonna need. Yeah. Let's do that. You sent my daughter where? No, that's the heir! You can't do that! She's the heir! How would you... You can't... What? That's not okay. Let's go ahead and pick a new, better guardian. I found out how education works, by the way. Somebody put a really detailed post on Reddit about it. And the way that it works is every year there's a dice roll to determine if your character gains any education points in whatever they're focused on. So she's been focused on intrigue, so we can't see it, but behind the scenes, she's got some number of intrigue points. She probably has 0 in all these others because she's never been focused on any of those. Which means if I change over to martial education, she's not going to wind up with as good a martial education because she's wasted the last 4 years, because they can start at 6. She's 10 years old. So I got to keep it on intrigue if I want to have the best possible education. And there's a 60% chance that you'll gain 2 points every year if you align the focus with the childhood trait. So Rowdy lines up with intrigue, and martial, Rowdy also lines up with martial. And then Rowdy children will struggle with learning. So if you put it here, it's 50-50 for something that you know, every year is a 50% chance of increasing, so you're probably going to get one per year. Here, there's a 60% chance, and then a 40% chance of getting nothing. What's the other one? Oh, honest. That's a grown-up trait. In addition, the statistics, the skill value of the Guardian matters as well. The skill that they're learning about matters about twice as much as the learning skill of the Guardian. So I've already got her on Intrigue. So I've got to choose somebody that is very good at Intrigue and probably also pretty good at learning. It looks like I'm the best. I'm the best one to teach. So I'm going to teach her how Intrigue really works. I would have preferred her to have a martial education, but it appears that I'm going to be sneaky. And the daughter's going to be sneaky too. Okay. All that internal nonsense having been done, what I'm really concerned about now... Oh my. Control problems run amok down there. And up here. Let's get Moray back on track. They're probably... Nah, they're not doing it anyway. And I'm increasing development over here to help. If I go to war now, I think it might be bad. Norwegians. Oh, I need to get their culture out of there. Wait a minute. They're not Norwegian. Oh, the mayor is Norwegian. So that's why he would bring his stuff to bear. Norse. The earldom of Farever. That is way up here. They want independence as part of the Norwegian egalitarian populists, but they don't really have a chance of that happening, because they've only got 2 earldoms that come close, so I don't think I have to worry about that. Now, the Astaru populists also don't have to worry about, so my factions actually aren't a big deal. But my vassals really, really don't like me. I'm surprised that they aren't joining factions, except that I think if they're terrified of you, they won't join factions. Yes, they won't join factions if they're terrified of their liege. So I kind of am benefiting from that right now. Hopefully over time these numbers all get better. I want them to like me. I need them to like me. I can't believe this guy still really doesn't like me. How do I sway him any more than I already am? Can't really. Can't really. I've already got a court physician. I'm just going to have to wait for these numbers to get better. My income is really low because of all that. You know what? I could go on a pilgrimage. I could turn some money into piety, which will help me get out of this whole sinner thing. That will help him like me more. I can create titles and declare wars. Powerful vassals are sad. I can negotiate alliances with my... Let's see. While I was at the market, her attention was caught by a criminal chained in a pillory. Huh. Do we want her to be compassionate? It is a virtue, but it would mean her intrigue education is not very useful. She could instead gain arrogant. That's not better. She could gain callous, which would make her a lot more like her mother. That does seem like something that we would do, but... Yeah. I don't want to do it, but I'm pretty sure that this character, Queen Shona, would do it. Not ideal, and yet. Jerusalem attracts pilgrims from all over the egalitarian world, so it's not inconvenient. All over. It's just my area. The daughter of my cousin Duke Blathmach on my journey. What is inconceivable is the insolent way she treated me, cutting off my entourage on her horse and calling me a doxy to my face. You did commit adultery, right? I feel like maybe that one's well earned. But, you know, you're still a queen, and she's still like, what, a nothing? Yeah, she's a nothing. Jesus commanded us to turn the other cheek, though. Damn it all, I'll teach that whelp a lesson. So I would wind up with fewer piety, and I don't want that. Oh, there has to be a way to deal with this anger. I gained the trait athletic. That's kind of nice. I do gain some stress, but I'm sweating it out. So I guess I'm going to have to deal with that some other way. So the commandments will help me stay pure, but I have to spend a bunch of... And I have it. Oh no, that's converting to charism. No thank you. We'll work out to get rid of that stress. We're still above 1. So when we get back, we can maybe host a feast or something. And she's got a really high martial stat. So when she gets back and we've dealt with this piety situation and the realm priest not giving me enough money, I think we're going to start doing some conquests. Get lost for 5 years? No thank you. Let's pay the money. We've got plenty of money. Philip comes of age. Intricate web weaver. Man, the entire family is filled with intrigue. This is a big intrigue situation. How is my actual daughter doing now? Do we want to betroth her to somebody already? We can betroth her to somebody if we can find somebody who's really young. And ideally, they should have similar traits. Oh, no, not inbred. Ooh. Ooh. This a good-looking boy. He's Norwegian, which isn't ideal. Oh, but he's inbred. Oh, never mind then. Thing is, we don't know how they're going to turn out, so let's hold off on it and wait until she's older before we get her married. One of the things I think you can really benefit from is avoid marrying your heir. Let me rephrase. Avoid letting them have the conditions that would result in children until they're at least 20 or 22. Because if they have kids too early, you wind up in a situation where your character dies and they're like 69 or 70, and then your heir is already like 40 or even 50. And then you have a lot less time with that character to really do it. Do with it what you want. We gain the trait Wise Woman, which is a virtuous thing. Look at that. Okay. Good news. They like us a lot more now because of the swaying, because we're wise now. We're no longer a sinner. We're faithful instead. So a lot of that turned around. So that was a massive boost to everything. So that's why you're saying ultimogeniture is a very good yes. I agree that there is something to be said for ultimogeniture. Let's see. So now that we're getting, lots of money, and we're back, let's relieve some stress by hosting a feast. We could work off stress too, but then we get sweaty stench for 1 year, and everybody already hates us, so let's just host a feast. Everybody likes us when we host a feast. This actually loses 42 stress because of our athletic thing. So we'll host a feast and we'll go on a hunt. Let's do both. Why not? Because if we can get to illustrious, then our vassals will get an extra +5 opinion of us, and they already really hate us. So I could bring it down, or Duke Robert, which, you know. Take the shot, Robert, while the boar is unaware. I could step on it and make it startle in order to make him lose prestige, but he likes me. He likes me because I gave him the shot. But he still misses, so he loses prestige. That's like him being a total dick. Tyranny is going to take a long time to go away. And this is only going to last for 5 years, so I'm going to bring it down and get rid of my own stress. We determined it was administrator that lowers. Yeah, that's what we need to do. It doesn't double it, but it increases the tyrant opinion loss by quite a lot. Alright, so now we need to also host a feast to work off some more stress. Cost me some piety, but I've got plenty of piety. Let me tell you what. Now, why do I have 7? I have 7 things in my realm. Oh, that's right, I can still control this down here. I think... we're going to take that back and try to remake it somewhere else. Here's the feast. This duke already loves me. I don't know why we'd want a rivalry with them, but maybe if they were a liege or a vassal. We don't want an intimate relationship. Let's just make them like us. Even despite all the tyranny, this guy loves me +100. I love you 3,000. There's a level of fame. Alright, so we lowered our stress level. That's been dealt with now. I'm going to go ahead and revoke the Holy Order lease. Which theoretically will get rid of the Holy Order. It just won't be a thing anymore. There we go. Now we can found the Holy Order. But it's going to cause... we need devoted servant in order to do it, which was... it was a pain because, well, devoted servant isn't that far away. So hopefully by the time we get to devoted servant, we will be in a position to found it on a castle where it's supposed to be. Instead of on a city. So what can we boost? Dunbar. We can increase the defenses of Dunbar. Why is this super defended? I feel like it should be something else. Yeah, let's leave it, I guess. Let's leave it as it is. I'm not going to boost it, though. I'm not going to spend the money on it. This, however... actually, you know what? She's close to moving the capital. I think we should save all of our money to reinvesting in the new capital of Middlesex. # London. Which has very little in the way of improvements. What is that? Gardens and vegetables. Oh, manor houses. Yeah. Probably shouldn't have. Well, I guess we could have guilds in there. So, if we're going to be moving the capital, we need a lot of money to improve the various counties inside of it. So I'm not going to be reinvesting in the capital of Scotland anymore. That's still going to be an important place, and I'm still going to need an important vassal to hold that crown. And before I pass it on to an heir. I'm over my domain limit. Oh, because I got to give this city to a low noble, a mayor. There we go. Now we're back under. Prince Ninin. This duke, his inherited contract obliges him to more than you have collected. Yes, definitely increase their taxes, thank you. Powerful vassal. There's one powerful vassal, Albany, that demands a position on the council, but she does not deserve it. She's not good enough. Philip can marry. If we do a patrilineal, can we get somewhere else? County of Jangley? Nope. Looking for... Oh. She is a countess. She is inbred, which isn't great, but their kids will have a county. Duke Robert and Duke Tuluk's turn to waste my time. Oh, boy. No. I'll teach you to waste the court's time. I get a weak hook and 20 opinion on them. I don't think I need 54 dread, but I could use that 300 intrigue lifestyle experience, so let's take that. So, if I'm understanding correctly, she owns a county, so their children will inherit the county, and that will spread my dynasty further. So let's do it. She's not very smart, but if she can have kids and they aren't inbred, good things will come of it. My dynasty will continue to spread. Now, we've got income. Oh! Really? This ancient woman again expanded her realm. That is absolutely insane. It is insane how much she's done. But each of her kids is going to get, like, I don't know. They're going to get a lot of stuff. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 counties. So each of their kids is going to get 4. Theoretically, some should be over here and some should be over here. But it's not going to be an even split, and I'm going to have to deal with it again and get more tyranny as a result. But in the meantime, let's force our way south and try and take over the entire Duchy of Mercia with a holy war for the duchy, which we can finally do. You know what I keep forgetting to do? There were some people in the court. He's 48, but he's still got damn good prowess. Sure. Bwam, bwam, bwam. Alright, I need to find my heir and make sure she's not got any chance. She's got 11. She's not showing up in here for some reason. Oh! No. Because she's my ward. Maybe your ward never goes to war. Da-dun-ch. Alright, well that's fine, as long as she's not a knight. And I think I'm going to break this up into 3 armies, because I'm pretty sure... Oh, no, he's got a... Okay, I can break it up in half, then. There's basically nowhere along the coast they can go to reinforce properly. I've got 7,000 and 7,000. Ah, finally converted. Now, let's find another one. Waldensian, I can't have that breaking out into my territory. But I also don't want insular Christianity continue to be a thing up here, so let's fix that first. And meanwhile, development is occurring pretty well in Inverness. It's up at 15. Another 13 months to get it to 16. After that, I might pull it back to the capital or something. My mother makes no end of hinting the good influence Sholto could have. I don't really have a use for him, so go away. I mean, you get these guests that you can, with claims you can press, but if you've got a Holy War casus belli, why use them? There it is. I don't know where's the enemy army? I gotta go check my capital every once in a while and see if they snuck around via naval movement. Now these, I think, I'm going to cut this in half again and see if we can't get some supplies before we move on to the next area. Ooh. An assassin stumbling at a chamber pot pulled me out of my late-night slumbers. Spotting my would-be assailant, I shouted for my guards in a composed and womanly fashion. As they arrived, a brief struggle ensued, resulting in the intruder's death. This was undoubtedly the work of that cocky coxcomb, King Henry. My husband? Are you serious? He's supposed to love me! It says so right there! Oh, you'll regret this one. We'll definitely need to banish him and get a divorce and everything. Banish. And now we need a new spouse. Someone to have and to hold and provide me with lots of stats. My nephew? I don't know about that. That seems a little weird. Even though she's 42, she's probably not having any more kids. Is he inheriting anything? Let's find out. No, his parents aren't landholders. And apparently we all get good stuff out of it, so why not? Or is there an ally in this war that I can't see? Where is this guy's, like, main holdings? Oh! Oh! That's part of this massive thing in Iberia. I didn't realize somehow he'd inherited this spot up here. Scotland got the tip? How are people keeping doing this? What? How did I get the Duchy of Cornwall as a vassal? Is it my... Oh! Somehow a member of my dynasty wound up over there. Okay, I'll take it. It's even correct. Fine. Fine, I say. Oh, here's the big army. There's the big army coming north. All right, well... Why don't you go up here, then? Oh, it changed its mind. Okay. Ooh, boy. That's a little too close to my army that's not big enough. Why are there only 500 there? I wanted to split it in half, actually. Oh, I lost a counselor. My amazing steward! I'll get another amazing steward. Damn. Now, where did they go? They came in here, and now they're gone. There we go. 3,000 is how I wanted to split it up. We're going to have to win a battle here, I think. Oh, God. None of these work? Alright, fine. Go there. See, these guys are stuck over here until they can get supplies. Now, these all have commanders, right? Yes. Giric comes of age, an astute intellectual. Alright, this should knock him out. Meanwhile, these guys are still gaining supplies over here. Oh my! Oh, that was a hard-won thing there. Didn't seem like it should be that hard, but... How many did we kill? 3,000. Nice. That'll teach them. So only 5,000 got away. We lost 1,500. So maybe they should be doing this. Oh, there's still one more province down here I gotta take, but at least this one has the onagers. She ran into a wounded doe. She later lashed out at me, thinking I had staged the whole encounter as some kind of test. Paranoid? I don't know if she should be paranoid. She's already got some traits as far as getting better dread gain, like Callous. She gets ambitious instead, which can be pretty nice. Or she can be sadistic. I think ambition is what she is going to be. They call me Macbeth. Ambition is my folly. I'm a polymath, a pain in the ass, a massive pain. Gained 30 opinion of me. How are the... Okay, they're no longer maxed out at negative 100. That's good to see. Because my tyrant level is now... It's down to minus 103. Okay. There's still the high tax problem for some of these, but yeah, it's worth it. Oh, they're coming to get me. Oh, we've got 2 battles going on here. Do we have anything else going on up here? No. Okay. So we're still winning this pretty handily. From battles, we're going to get a bigger boost here. There we go. They lost another 1,800. Now we're chasing them down to kill them again. They lost another 1,100, so they don't have much left now. Ah, a new boy. He's both handsome and quick. Hamish, sure. We have so many kids. Like, it's incredible. There's actually one more on the level below. You can't even see it. The good news is, they're all sons, except for one daughter who's a bastard and one daughter who I wanted to be my heir who is. So, I still only have one person inheriting, even though I have got 8 kids. Hashtag mission accomplished, apparently. So let's see if this one gets us what we need. Once we've finished this, we might get enough to finish the Holy War. And it's going to get me everything except this little part here, I think. And then we'll see about attacking East Saxe. Essex. This petty queen. I've swayed him as much as I can, that's true. Oh boy, okay. Maybe my spy master shouldn't hate me. Let's try that. Oops, wrong button. So we were going to go diplomacy to get... Or no, steward for administrator. That's right. Let's get some plus money, too. Oh, I still had one available. Okay. Prepared for anything. Probably should have that. Really probably should have that. Yes. And... boom. 88%. They haven't grabbed any of my territory, have they? Nope. I guess I just gotta wait for this to tick up then, because I'm not going for their home. Oh, I could win another battle. I never understand exactly what's causing us to go faster or slower. Maybe a higher martial level increases your speed. I know there's the one innovation that does it, and maybe there are... Whoa! Did we just wipe them out? We did. Huge boost there for the Battle of Shropshire, I think. So, we will get all of the stuff. So we'll disband the army and figure out what we're going to do with this Mercia. I need to give this to a trusted person. I also need to revoke the parts of Mercia that aren't controlled by me so I can make it into... Or, let's see. This is just a vassal, right? I don't need to revoke... I can revoke their... the vassal. Because that's not your de jure thing. And then this piece also. Unfortunately, it's going to be a lot of vassals from Duke Gilbert. Ah! The Northumbrian dynasty has finally collapsed and the brothers now have it. So now I can do what needs to be done over here. Not his de jure vassal. And then I think I can keep doing it here. Now, is this considered tyranny? Retracting vassals like this? Yeah, it's tyranny. Even though I'm doing it for the good of the realm. Okay. So, theoretically now, I control either the actual territories or the vassals in these provinces. My vassal, me. Okay, perfect. So let's go ahead and create the Mercia Duchy. Mercia is an incredibly powerful duchy. Look at that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 counties. And this one only has the 5. So maybe I should also keep Mercia? No, I won't be able to afford it. Not with my domain. So, let's go ahead and create Mercia. And then give it to somebody we absolutely trust. Like, beyond everything. Like, Prince Grillick. Oh, but he's, spindly. No, not that guy. What about... Oh, it's already defined by opinion of me, isn't it? My other son, he's not yet old enough to challenge me. Intelligent, robust, and handsome. But sadistic? Maybe I don't want that. Which of my other kids should get it? Prince Godfrey. He's curious, beautiful, and robust. This is the one I was just looking at. He's sadistic. If he wasn't sadistic, I might give it to him. Maybe I can give it to my bastard daughter. Nah, she's shy and craven. That's no good. So it suggested Prince Giric. I don't want... He's ambitious, though. I don't like that. Prince Philip doesn't have land. He's patient and temperate. He's also paranoid, but patient and temperate's not bad. Oh, but his son is inbred. Oh, sorry, my bad. So... Prince Godfrey looks like the best choice. And maybe we give him this one too. But the others, we're going to give to other brothers, maybe. Children accidentally die all the time. It's true. It's true. Mercia is so strong, though, I do not want him to have the whole thing. So, I'm going to give these two to one of the brothers. one of the other brothers. The sadistic one, sure. The visit. I could lose some stress, apparently. Can't even see how much stress I have. I'll just stay a while. Oh, because of this. Let's see. Most notably, the whole dining hall and a chest of gold just standing in the middle of the hallway. Okay. How can I help her? She's cynical, calm, and greedy. Don't murder Effie. I don't know who it is, but don't do it. That's just mean. All right. So we'll give him those 2 titles. And then make him a vassal under the other one. There we go. Now, I also need to grant him the other vassals, apparently. I can only do it one at a time. That's kind of annoying. All it needed was some dedicated attention. I soon have Duchess Rodina's dining hall well on its way to completion. I guess now we're going to bed. Sinful bishop exposed? Oh, no. How dare you. Can't... I don't have a vassal to transfer. Well, whose is this, then? This is my vassal. What do you mean I don't have a vassal to transfer to him? I have lots of vassals. Wait. Oh, that's a duke. So I need to retract that. Oh, god damn it. He only might accept. Fine, I'll just let it be. I'm not going to mess with it anymore. Oh, I've got lots of prisoners to ransom. Excellent. Ransom all of them. Oh, geez, it's already 12:48, huh? So... we have come a little bit closer. We've straightened out a lot of the internal politics in our realm. And I think next time, tomorrow, we will definitely be able to take Essex, the entire county, and then make it our capital of the new empire. Let's see. We're still not near 120. I don't understand why do we need 120 to build an empire? It seems like if you take the entirety of Britannia, you've only got 100. Let's just take a quick look at the ones we don't have. 4, 8, 12... 14, 15, 16, 19, 24, 28, 31, 34, 38, 42. Okay. 46. I guess it is possible if you take all of this. That adds 46 or so. That'll do it. It just seems annoying that we could technically get Britannia, but I want to make a custom one, just because it seems like it'd be fun. Technically, I could make Britannia right now, but I want to make a cool custom one. See how it works, you know? See what the difference is, what the benefit is. All right, for that, I am out. It is lunchtime for me. Have a good one, everybody. We will catch you later.